Welcome back. There is a live look outside from the Oregon coast, our Inn at Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera. Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. If you have an idea for a nonfiction book but lack the time or experience to follow through, our next guest is here to help. We welcome back ghostwriter and writing coach MJ Halberstadt. It's so nice to see you.
It's nice to see you again. Thank you for having me back.
I love this topic because I think so many people have such incredible life stories that I would love to read, but it can be so hard to get started or even think that you've got a story to tell.
It's true. I obviously talk to a lot of people about this, and so many folks get caught in a perfectionism trap.
Totally.
They expect the idea to be fully formed before it's even worth writing down the first word.
And I feel like I tell this to other people, you should write a book, you have such a great thing, but if someone said that to me, I would say, of course not. I have nothing interesting to say. But we all kind of feel that way, right?
I think so, yeah. But I think most people have at least one good book in them.
I think so too. Okay, this could be really fun. Okay, so how do we get started if we're kind of feeling either stuck or just not confident?
I think one of the first things that you absolutely have to do is you have to make the time. You don't have the time. You're going to have to take it. You're going to have to figure out what pieces you have to move in order to have peace of mind, whether that's getting the kids distracted or your friends told that you are not available to get drinks that night. You really do have to put it in your schedule and you have to value it.
It's like anything else that you want to do in life, right? A positive habit, exercise, whatever it is, you do have to kind of schedule it.
Totally, and sometimes it's helpful to sort of nest it inside a habit that you already have.
Okay.
So if you wake up every morning and drink a mug of tea, why not pull out your legal pad and scribble a little bit first thing in the morning?
What about thinking about the concept first, spending some real time imagining kind of how you want it to take shape and then researching what that might look like?
Yeah, so that leads me to what I would say is one of my key pieces of advice to folks, which is to identify one thing that gives you a lot of energy about the book. The spark of inspiration, that like warm ray light shining down that you want to like bask in, and you love that feeling. And then you want to find something that's maybe a little bit more challenging that requires you to really sit down and think, maybe get some support from someone, and alternate between those two things. You want to hold them in balance. That way it's fun, but you're also keeping yourself accountable and focused.
That makes sense. It's not going to be a great time all the way. Writing is really hard work, but it can be so fun.
Yeah, I think it should be fun most of the time. And often if really difficult emotions are coming up, that's good information to pay attention to and maybe figure out what is that information telling you.
Can it be kind of cathartic and therapeutic as well?
Oh, definitely. I know that it has been for me. It's been for folks that I've written for, especially when they participate in the process of creating something, which is one reason that I'm excited to talk about it this year as AI is becoming more and more prominent. Folks think that if AI spits out a book for them, that's the same thing as writing a book. I don't think so. There's something really important to be gained from the process of it. It helps you to really organize your thoughts, and then you can talk about it with a bit more clarity in the future.
Well, and I always feel like when I read about somebody's life story that's gone through something really challenging, I am thankful for them for being vulnerable, and they can connect with other people who can relate, and it creates this own community. Yeah,
and you just hit on a key that I would want to emphasize for people. So many people are concerned about, oh, like, what do I have to say? Why is my life important? Why would anybody care? My question for them is to ask yourself, why do other people care? And the key is in that word do. Assume that your reader cares, but figure out what is the reason why they care and tell the story to them. Don't be focusing so much on yourself. Focus on the reason why you're telling that story, and then it's a whole lot easier to tell it to them, whether it's a lesson that you want them to learn or a framework that you want them to try in their own work or their own relationships.
What about just getting more organized, like the logistics of it? If you feel like you've got a lot of words on paper, but you're not really sure how to get it into an actual manuscript format, where do you go at that point?
Yeah, there's a lot of different methods for doing that, to be honest. I've developed a workbook that I use to help folks organize their concept, which is not necessarily the same thing as the full manuscript itself. Depending on the type of book that you're working on, you might want to use some kind of software that maybe Scrivener or something that has templates that are relevant to the type of book that you want to write. There's all sorts of resources out there for that like second half of the piece when you have material that you're working with. But for the concept, I recommend going to ironically, a book about writing.
Sure.
And finding what's worked for
There's
some other
so
folks.
many resources out there now, which is so great. Well, and I would imagine when you walk someone through this process, even if it looks so different than what they maybe set out to do, it's probably really rewarding to see a final product that reflects them and their life experiences and that they can share with more people.
Yeah, it's often a very emotional, cathartic experience for them. It's often representing the conclusion of a major stage in their life. And now this book represents a really important symbol of that transition into a new stage in their life, which connects to another argument that I sometimes make for folks. Some books you write for yourself. Sometimes that's enough, maybe just your family and friends, and that can be rewarding.
That's worthwhile too.
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't have to be a New York Times bestseller to be worth the time and energy. What about different ways people find success kind of based on any challenges they have? Like we talked about making the time. I'm a working parent. I don't have the time. Are there different ways to manage that and kind of push yourself to just get started?
Yeah, I think I see what you're asking about. Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks imagine that writing a book always looks like sitting down to write, but I think it also can involve having a conversation with someone who brings your ideas out of you, maybe a friend or your clients that you work with, and record the conversation and then capture the brilliant things that you say when you're not thinking about trying to write them. It can also look like going to a bookstore or a library and exploring the books that are out there. I invite folks to find their imperfect models. You don't want to find the book that's exactly like yours. You want to find the one that's like, well, it's like that, but mine would be much more approachable. Or it's about that subject matter, but it would focus much more on this one kind of thing.
Something that speaks to you, but isn't completely, mirroring your entire personality or experience. When I love the thought of just sitting down and talking with somebody and not thinking about those words being recorded on paper anyway, and that takes a lot of pressure off to begin with.
Yeah, and you had pointed to the unique challenges that people face. 2/3 of my clients identify as having ADD or ADHD, and that method of speaking their ideas aloud is often very compatible with the speed of their thoughts.
Oh, wonderful.
So I definitely recommend that approach, whether with a person or just going for a walk and using the voice memos app on your phone.
I love that. You don't have to have a pen or a computer or anything to start writing your great book.
Totally.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Always so nice to chat with you. Okay, I'm excited for all the aspiring authors that we have. Okay, we will have more about MJ on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.